Scott, when you look back on the Ole Miss game, what was kind of, I guess, your general thoughts of the offense, how you guys played?
Yeah, we started out, I thought, in the first quarter. We had 11 minutes time of possession, and we did an excellent job in the second quarter controlling the ball, scored points. Third quarter, we started to slip. However, we had the ball half the time, had some missed opportunities in the third quarter, and then in the fourth quarter, we had our fourth quarter woes, to say the least. And that's where we need to eliminate our problems, is in the fourth quarter. And the positives are that you see some sparks of what an offense is supposed to do. We saw that in the first half, and then again, it's back to what I said during training camp. It's the consistency on a regular basis to maintain drives, and that's where we're at.
You put that second quarter on a loop and go, hey, this is what it's supposed to look like.
This is what it's supposed to look like. That's exactly what it's supposed to look like. And so you see that we're capable. It's just that we're not doing it on a regular basis.
How did Clint grade out when you had a chance to kind of watch him?
He did some really good things. He did some things that we need to change in order for us to compete and win the championship.
What would you like to see him improve on?
What's that?
What would you like to see Clint improve on?
Obviously, there was some times that we had some missed opportunities that the average fan would not see. We got to eliminate those missed opportunities. There's some things that happen in the red. If you really study our red, if you went back and analyze it, there's a lot of missed opportunities that we have, and we need to change that. And that's what we're working towards.
What was it like being back upstairs this week?
It's good.
What all went into that decision earlier in the week? Last week you said you thought you'd be...
Yeah, the reason for that was simply the reason that we did this at the beginning was because of Kyle. He was a 19-year-old guy that went out there for the first time. He needed one-on-one contact. Clint's been an older guy that's been in the fray, and we just knew that he didn't need me on the sidelines.
This week, Coach Chiswick said kind of the same scenario, kind of see how both those guys progress and then decide going in. Is that kind of about the way it's going to play out again?
It will. Exactly what Chiz said.
Does Jonathan Wallace have any more parole in this game?
He's been able to maintain about the same reps as he has in the previous weeks, because we're still giving reps to Kyle and Clint. So the rep distribution is very similar.
Is it tough to kind of progress Jonathan a whole lot because you've got three guys taking reps right now?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Is Kyle able to do a lot in these reps, whatever his arm situation is right now?
Mm-hmm. We've limited his throws, but he has been able to throw the football in practice.
Speaking of practice, how'd you see it today?
Very good energy. We made some improvements, I think, in some areas, and it's fun with a young team in terms of, sometimes you take 2 steps forward in some areas and 2 steps back in other areas. So it's maintaining and establishing that consistency that we've been talking about.
Is it encouraging that they keep on going out there and practicing?
Absolutely. We've got kids that they're into it. They see how close we are. If you go and you stop the film at the beginning of the fourth quarter, besides the Mississippi State game where you had no chance because you had 5 turnovers, you see 24-20, 7-12, or 12-10 in the LSU game, and 10-7 in the Arkansas game. So they know we're close, and they just know that we got to get over the hump.
Especially in the second quarter, a lot more running this past week and a lot more focus on Trey. Is that also part of that? This is what this is supposed to look like, a running back, getting that kind of attention and consistency?
Absolutely.
You think he's kind of earned that role of a feature back at this point?
I think all our backs are doing a good job, and I think with the wide zone play, I think Trey's got a knack for it.
Scott, Pat Dye weighing in yesterday on the program had some pretty pointed things to say about the quarterback position. I mean, how do you go about that if and when it comes up with your young quarterbacks? Is obviously big.
I don't think those guys ever heard those comments whatsoever. And Pat Dye he's a legend around here, and he's able to give his opinion. And but I don't think our kids particular the quarterbacks didn't read into that whatsoever. They never mentioned it to me whatsoever.
Let's just go into what a lot of guys have said the last few days about you just ignore the outside noise and worry about what's going on in here.
Yeah, I think you always got to worry about what you can control. However, Coach Dye is a legend, and we all respect his opinion for sure. But we just have to concentrate on what we can concentrate on this building.
Just talk about Vanderbilt defense. What do you see out of those guys, and what kind of stands out when you're watching them?
Very tough, very disciplined, and is very smart. If you studied, they've done a great job defending the pass. South Carolina, I believe, had 67 yards passing. Florida had 76. Northwestern had 133. And the only one that's have thrown the ball effectively against them has been Georgia. Very disciplined, very tough, smart guys. They're going to force you to drive the football the length of the field. It's a bend and don't break defense, and they're going to make sure that they don't get explosive plays put on them. That's their mentality.